science that we have developed, making small rockets, hydro rockets, and we are talking to CSC NASA to help us start the workshop of sounding rockets in India. In astrotourism, in 2012, the major plans are to travel to China. We are looking forward to travel with a contingent of 250 students for the annular solar eclipse. Most of you are aware of our work in 2010 Varkala eclipse, and students have done a wonderful contribution at that point of time. So around 250 students will be traveling with us to China. Then for India, since these two eclipses are not visible in India, Venus transit is the big thing coming up for us. We are again will be traveling with a different contingent of students. Some of them will be overlapping again to China and use the Halley's method to calculate 1 AU. I think James has already been requested by my colleague, to help us design these experiments. Total solar eclipse on November 14th, again which is the prime focus of this conference, will be on the lot of support and encouraging words from Dr. Hassan. We have finally decided that we might charter a plane and take all the students to Australia, though the things are still being worked upon, because I see as a clear different interest of students who will go to Australia and the scientists who will go to Australia. Probably the dates and times of going and coming might not match, but still, once he has put an idea to our consideration, we are surely looking into it of chartering a plane. Probably by January 30th, these plans will be finally announced. As I said, for India, Venus transit is the major thing coming up. In 2004, when we started this project, it was started by Dr. Nirupama Raghavan, and has been since then taken over by Dr. Ratnashri. She is one of the people who has been a real strength to space. She is the director of Nehru Planetarium and will be a speaker. You will listen to her. And in 2004, there were 2,500 students and 250 schools that participated in a 3-process experiment that we designed, which is called Vamana project. It is a mythology in India, in which a god actually measured the whole universe in 3 steps. So there are 3 steps. First, they calculate the longitude and latitude of their own location using a simple mnemon, and then they extend it to measuring the circumference of the earth, and then finally calculating the astronomical unit, the basic unit with which we measure the universe. So we have already started on developing a low-cost equipment. In fact, IIA, Indian Institute of Astrophysics and Vigyan Prasar, has already done a beginning by hosting a conference which was there on 19th of November. I was one of the participants, and it was a wonderful conference in which the plans have been rolled, how things will move ahead. And as he rightly put, and there are both of them are sitting in front of me, I request right here using this stage that we plan to do these experiments with around 25,000 students in 5 different zones of India, and National Council of Science Museum and IIA could help us providing venues and platform, and probably could do a joint training programs for the teachers of various schools where the students can be involved into these experiments. We are also creating a special website which will be act as a national node, similar to an IYA 2009 website for Venus transit, where we would invite all amateurs and other professional organizations. It will be again be a collaborative effort between various organizations, supported by various government organizations and organizations like us, where we would like to make it a single window, information for everything that is happening for Venus transit 2012. The equipment that I talked about, this low-cost equipment that I talked about, probably there will be a time when we will be able to show you what we have developed. Though Dr. Rautela, I would request C.V. Devgan to show him some of the equipment right away, because he will not be with us tomorrow and day after. He has a conference to attend, and same is with Dr. Hassan. Now, this is where we are seeking support of IIA and National Council of Science Museums. We want to do workshops in 5 various zones of India, dividing into central, eastern, northern, western and southern zone, and National Council of Science Museums and IIA has presence in various locations. Probably that could act as an initiation and a place where these trainings can happen. Now, for all of you, who are here, there are various possibilities that we would want you to ponder upon, and probably, if possible, to collaborate with us. We are looking for various places where the Indian students can travel and do real science. It would be wonderful if you could come out with suggestions, and we could make small trips, and design itineraries where students can be brought, and some serious work of science and contribution to science can be done. We are looking forward to do student exchange programs. There are representatives of various countries. We are sincerely looking forward. Schools are really enthusiastic in India to have their counterparts and peers coming from various countries and do astronomy in India, and probably the same opportunities may be extended to them when they come to your country. Now, one work which space has not done yet is present papers. When we work in field, there is a lot of possibility of coming out with good papers, do good science, and do collaborative scientific studies. That is one place where you can help us and design some factors which could be correlated, and the studies could be taken up. We are at presently working with around 80,000 students all over India, and have a linked and non-linked workforce of around 400 trained astronomers. So it is possible for us to take good studies, as Dr. Hassan pointed out about one of the experiments which has not been completed. Probably various other experiments can be taken up. I would also like to bring your focus that we travel with huge contingents at the places where the astronomical happenings are going on. There are celestial events happening. Probably you can use our numbers and suggest us some experiments which can be done with our kids and the people who travel with us. And this is one thing that we are looking from all of you. And an interesting opportunity that is extended to all amateurs, school teachers, and the coordinators of space clubs. We want volunteers for our projects. That is, we would sponsor your travel, probably sponsor the travel of your students from your universities, and probably sponsor the travel of the people who you can suggest, who can go with these groups, and who are trained, and we don't have to spend on their training, and we can send them to these locations where eclipses and transits are happening, and it could be an opportunity for them to travel, and could be an opportunity for Indian students to interact with the astronomers and students from various countries. So for 2015, this is, other than the activities that you will be told about, this is what we are going to do as as our vision in education. We are going to open up space activity centers, that is, bring new entrepreneurs, train them, run small centers where model making, basic astronomy techniques, telescope making, and making small equipments can be started. There will be centers run by various people who will be trained by us. By 2013, we have taken up a target of opening 100 such centers all over India, and in the process we are going to provide job and economic independence to around 500 people. In astrotourism, we have started collaborating with resorts and hotels to create a position of astronomy associated with a resort or a hotel. We are going to bring up this as a major thing, and probably would tie up with various hotels and try to create jobs for many people. We have decided to open up 10 astronomy theme resorts all across India. The locations at this time are being zeroed in. Now there is an interesting thing that we are going to do. You all are aware of culture tourism, in which there are villages, exquisite villages in India where the foreigners are welcome, and they enjoy the lifestyle and eat with them. We will add a bit of astronomy to it, and we are calling it cosmoculture tourism. And I am in the process of talking to government of Himachal Pradesh and Tamil Nadu to give us 10 villages in each to start this as a pilot project. In philanthropy, I have been working on something which we would like to do, and have been planning to do this for the past 1.5 years. By 2015, we wish to train around 5,000 women in basic astronomy and telescope handling techniques and night sky watching techniques. where they could actually act as a resource center for underprivileged and resourceless children in rural India. Since children who are sitting at back, they are lucky that their parents can pay whatever fees we charge, but there is a huge population of Indian students who cannot pay, who have very difficulty in even finding bread for them. So we would like to create around 5,000 women astronomers who could take this message all across India and work with those students, since Sky as a lab is available to all of us free of cost. Now, I just have one expectation from SEC 2012, and that is, let's create a one-stop platform for 2012 activities. All of you are here. I have gone through your individual sites. There is wonderful information that you put. Probably, once we have a meeting and we are discussing it out of the conference, we could come up with a plan where all of this could be brought at one place, and we can find experiments. People can find experiments that students can do. What all different countries are doing in their in this field. Specific countries are doing for this eclipse. Probably all the plans are at one place. This is a wish that I have from SEC 2011, and thanking again to all of you who are here. I extend a heartiest welcome to all of you again. Thank you very much.